First up, imagine a unit of artists and designers using inflatable tanks and fake radio transmissions to deceive the enemy. Sounds like something straight out of a Hollywood movie, right? But this was all too real during the heart of World War II. We're talking about the Ghost Army, a top-secret deception unit that was as brilliant as it was bizarre. This was not your typical battalion. The Ghost Army was a group of more than 1,000 artists, designers, and sound engineers. Their mission? To fool the enemy and save lives. They did this by creating a grand illusion of a much larger Allied force. They used inflatable tanks, trucks, and artillery, which from a distance looked just like the real thing. They played sound effects of marching troops and rumbling tanks through loudspeakers. They even transmitted fake radio messages. All of this was designed to confuse and mislead the Axis forces. Their tactics were more than just smoke and mirrors. They were incredibly effective. The Ghost Army's deceptions drew enemy fire away from real Allied units, saving countless lives. They were a key part of the Allied strategy, contributing to major victories such as the final push into Germany. So, there you have it, the Ghost Army, a masterclass in cunning and creativity, proving that sometimes all it takes to win is a good bluff. Talk about thinking outside the box, right? Next, we delve into Operation Paperclip. This operation, as covert as it was controversial, took place in the aftermath of World War II. Picture this. The war has ended, yet a different kind of race was just beginning, the space race. But to get there, the United States needed to make some unexpected alliances. Indeed, Operation Paperclip was the code name for the secret program that saw the United States recruiting German scientists, many of whom were former Nazis, to work on American soil. These scientists, previously adversaries, were now harnessed for their intellectual prowess and technical skills. Their contributions to American projects were significant. They played instrumental roles in developing the rockets that would eventually put man on the moon. Yet, the moral implications of this operation were complex. On one hand, these scientists were invaluable in advancing science and technology. On the other, their past affiliations raised serious ethical questions. This operation was shrouded in secrecy, with the scientists' backgrounds often sanitized to circumvent President Truman's anti-Nazi orders. The program was controversial, but it undeniably propelled the United States to the forefront of global technological advancements. Looking back, Operation Paperclip remains a poignant example of the moral and ethical dilemmas that can arise in times of desperation and ambition. As they say, truth is often stranger than fiction. It's like something straight out of a spy novel. Now let's talk about the Molotov Cocktail. Picture this. It's the Winter War, temperatures are plummeting, and the Finnish soldiers are up against the Soviet tanks. What do? They get creative. They fill bottles with flammable liquid and fashion a weapon that's as simple as it is effective. This, my friends, is the birth of the Molotov Cocktail. Named rather cheekily after the Soviet foreign minister, Vyacheslav Molotov, these homemade anti-tank weapons became a crucial part of the Finnish resistance. The fiery bottles would stick to the tanks, causing havoc and destruction. It was a clear demonstration of how necessity truly is the mother of invention. Sometimes, the most straightforward answers can have the most profound impacts. And in this case, a simple bottle filled with combustible liquid became a symbol of resistance and ingenuity, innovation at its finest. And who could forget the Japanese balloon bombs? In a remarkable feat of engineering and strategic planning, Japan sought to bring the war to American soil in an unexpected way. Using over 9,000 hydrogen-filled balloons, each equipped with a small yet deadly payload, Japan hoped to spark forest fires across the United States. The balloons, crafted from paper and silk, were designed to ride the jet stream, crossing the vast Pacific Ocean in a matter of days. The idea was to create chaos and spread fear, forcing the United States to divert resources to handle the unexpected threat. Remarkably, one of these balloons actually reached as far as Oregon, causing casualties and proving that these weren't just harmless paper lanterns floating in the sky. The audacity, the ingenuity, and the sheer scale of this operation, it's all just absolutely mind-blowing, isn't it? Last but not least, let's talk about the Battle of Castle Itter. This battle, which unfolded in May of 1945, stands out as one of the most unusual confrontations of World War II. Picture this. A medieval castle nestled in the Austrian Alps. The castle was being used as a prison for French VIPs, including former French prime ministers, generals, and a tennis star. As the war was drawing to a close, the German soldiers guarding the castle defected, leaving the prisoners to fend for themselves. But they weren't alone for long. A ragtag group of American and German soldiers who had chosen to fight against the Nazis came to their aid. Yes, you heard it right, Americans and Germans fighting side by side. But the unlikely alliances didn't stop there. The French prisoners, despite their lack of military training, also joined the fight. Even the former Prime Minister of France, Paul Reynaud, took up arms. Together, they prepared to defend Castle Itter against an impending attack from the SS. The battle that ensued was nothing short of cinematic. Despite being heavily outnumbered, the defenders of Castle Itter held their ground. They fought valiantly, using everything at their disposal, from small firearms to a single Sherman tank they had salvaged. It was a desperate last stand to protect the castle and its inhabitants. In the end, their courage and tenacity paid off. They managed to hold off the SS until reinforcements arrived, marking a victory for this unlikely band of brothers. The Battle of Castle Itter, with its unique blend of allies and its dramatic standoff, truly encapsulates the unpredictability of war. Who says truth isn't stranger than fiction?